Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to be talking about my experience being a live-in nanny slash au pair. I didn't come out of the country, which is why I'm not technically an au pair, but I have the same type of duties and it's the same arrangement. So I just was going to tell you guys what it's like, and in case anybody's interested in doing this, here's a little sneak peek into what the life of a live-in nanny looks like. So first I want to talk about how I found this family. I tried aupair.com to find families, but it's a really difficult app to use. I'm sure there's other apps, but I didn't want to pay any money. So I started joining groups on Facebook. There's groups called au pairs in whatever state you want, and you just look that up and join the groups, and people post about family positions or people post about themselves and telling the families that they're looking for a position. So I joined a group called Au Pairs in Florida because I wanted to move to Florida to work, and this is where I ended up finding my family. They had made a listing just about what they were looking for, and I commented, and then I ended up talking to the mom and we did a little interview. And originally I talked to a couple different families, but nothing went all the way, and this just worked out well. So I'd never been a live-in nanny before. I've nannied a lot of kids, nanny slash babysitting. I have like 5 years of experience, but you don't necessarily need a lot of experience to do it. You just need to be responsible and know how to take care of kids. But I just sent her my resume and we did 2 phone calls, and actually they wanted me to stay for a longer time, but I said, hey, 3 months is what I'm interested in right now because I wanted to go back to my family for the summer. So right now I'm about about 10 days out from leaving. So I've been here almost 3 months. It can definitely be scary not knowing the family you're gonna live with. You just have to talk to them a couple times and make sure that they seem like a good fit for your family. Just know that you're never stuck in this situation. You can always leave if you need to. And I was kind of telling myself that, like, hey, if this doesn't work out, I can leave. But everything worked out fine, and I actually get along with them really well. So make sure that you take time just getting to know the family, because you're gonna be living in their home and you wanna make sure that it's not awkward or there's things that they expect you to do that you weren't expecting. So make sure you outline the details of everything they want you to do while you're on the clock. I actually just take care of one baby. He's about 10 months old. So all I have to do really is take care of him during the day. I work 8 hours. His mom works from home, so it's not super difficult. If I need her, she's there. But really, I just take care of him, change his diapers, feed him, wash his bottles. They never ask me to do anything around the house. I just help them with anything that I can, but nothing else is required of me by them. And also, it's very laid back because you're working in their house and you just start to feel like you're at home. Depending on the family, the pocket money that you'll get for the month will be different. I'm getting paid about $1,000 a month, which might not seem like a lot. It's not a ton of money, but I'm living in their house for free. So you have to think about that. They're paying for the water bills that you use, the electricity, they pay for your food. Most families pay for your food. My family does, and they take me out also with them on the weekends, which is super fun, and I don't have to spend my own money to do that. So just think about the cost for the family when you think about how much they're gonna pay you, because realistically, this money is coming out of a parent's income and they're not a company that can pay you $2,000 or $3,000 a month. But make sure you're clear about the payment and everything else that comes along with it, like if they'll be paying for your food and everything like that. It's also important to know if the family has any pets and anything like that. My family that I live with right now has 3 pets, 3 cats, and I don't love animal hair, but I got used to it. But they were very upfront about it. Like, they told me how many cats they had before I came. So make sure that you ask about that in case you're allergic to animals, because you don't want to find that out once you actually get there. I'd also recommend just looking on the map and seeing what area you'll be living in. This area is very busy and I have driving anxiety, so I don't love driving around here, but I came with a car. So I drove here. My dad drove with me. Obviously, most people will fly, but I have a thing about planes that I'll get into in another video. So I drove my own car here and I can, go wherever I want after work. I haven't gone many places, but depending on the family that you're with, you might also be able to just go out with them. Like I said, my family will take me with them to the beach and other places, which is really nice. Because when you're coming out of the country or a different state, you're not gonna really know anyone. So it's nice to be able to hang out with people. And it might feel weird to be friends with your employer, but over time, you might get really close with them. And I think that's a great thing if you're living with them, especially. You should want to get along with them well so they feel like your family. I have my own bedroom in their home and I also have my own bathroom. I'll give a little tour of my space after I'm done talking about everything. But it's really nice to know where you're going to be staying before you go. So make sure you ask your family for pictures and if you're going to be having a private bathroom or sharing one, because that makes a big difference. They had pictures of my bedroom and bathroom before I came here, so that helped me feel more at ease just knowing where I was going to be staying for the next 3 months. But some families, you will have to share a bathroom with probably some of the kids. I've seen that with a couple of the families I was talking to. So if that's not something you want, make sure that you are clear about that before you go. I think it's really important to be upfront and clear with your family because you don't want to tell them something and then that ends up not being true. Just be honest about who you are. It'll be nerve-wracking to do interviews like any interview is, but make sure that you're yourself and you give them accurate information. Don't lie about your resume. They're going to be with you every day, and just be confident in who you are and tell them your skills, and the right family will love you and want you to come work for them. Another thing that's important is asking them if they have any rules for you before you come. I've seen some people post about like how the family has a curfew and stuff like that. So make sure that you're clear about, what they expect you to follow while you're living in their house, because you don't want to go and then they tell you like, hey, we don't want you to leave the house past 8 o'clock, which that would be kind of crazy. But you never know, families might be like that. My family is not. They're very chill and relaxed and they really don't care what I do when I'm off the clock. But some families do, so make sure that you ask about that too. I'm just gonna share a little bit more about my own personal experience. So I've never lived with somebody before, like working in their home, but honestly, it's been really amazing. The only reason I'm going home is because I miss my family. And I came from Illinois to Florida, so it was very different. I had never been to Florida before, and basically I wanted to get rid of the winter. I hate winter, so I wanted to come here and just enjoy warmer weather for a little bit before coming back to Illinois for the summer. So I've been here since March. I really bonded with the family pretty quickly, and they live in a very nice neighborhood. I love beaches, I love pools, so this is like my environment. But honestly, the days are very chill. I eat dinner with them, they take me out on the weekends. So I'm very lucky to have the placement that I have and just to have found them before they hired someone else. But honestly, you just have to put yourself out there and actually get to know them so that you can feel comfortable in a stranger's home, basically, because you don't know them, but they want to get to know you because you're taking care of their kids. So don't be afraid to do things with them and everything will be fine. You'll be comfortable. It just takes a little bit of time. I hope this video helps anybody that's considering being an au pair or a live-in nanny. It's really a very cool experience and I'm so glad that I did it. It might be scary at first. It's scary to leave your state and your family, but just know that the time flies. I can't believe that I'm leaving next week and I had a really great time here. So good luck to anybody who follows through on this and goes to live with their own family. It's truly a journey, but I know that you'll love it. Ignore the baby in the background, but this is my bathroom. These are my cool shells that I found. So there's just this sink, and then there's some storage space and my shower, and it's pretty nice, pretty spacious. Okay, so here's my room. I've got this nice mirror. Ignore my slippers. So this bed was in here already. I've brought this, sorry about my hand, I brought this fan. So it's pretty small, but honestly, I don't need that much space. So this bed was here, these sheets were here, I brought the blankets. The hamper was here. This is not mine, but you know, don't expect your room to be empty. There might be stuff in it. So that all this furniture was already in here. I just set up the shelves, and not set them up. I put my stuff in there, and then the stuff is mine. Lamp was here. There's some super nice windows. And then there's this little corner. So none of this like decor stuff was mine. All that was already there, but it's okay. Like, it works for me. This is my bed. So yeah, and then I have this closet. There's some stuff in here that's not mine, like this stuff up here. None of this is mine except for this backpack. But other than that, the closet's pretty spacious. And then all these drawers and stuff were here. And I hang stuff up here. And then this stuff is not mine. But you know, sorry, I keep saying you know. There's a lot of room, and it's a giant closet. So overall, I'm really happy with this room, and yeah, it's great. I also put up fairy lights just to make it a little more homey, so don't be afraid to add little details like that, because it'll just make you feel more at home, more like your room belongs to you. I forgot to mention that I also store some things under my bed, so hopefully you guys will have that kind of storage, but I just put stuff under there because my room, like I said, it's not super big, so make sure that you ask about storage if you have a lot of stuff that you're going to bring with you. I honestly don't have a ton of stuff. I just like to keep it out of sight because I like my room to be super clean. But yeah, just make sure that you either don't bring a ton of stuff or you have enough room to put your stuff, because you don't really know how big the room will be until you get there. Okay, so ignore this giant bump on my face, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions about being an au pair, and I'll gladly answer your comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.